Well, hello there. The other day I participated in a little practice Abyss PvP tournament kind of thing with some other content creators, and here's how it went. I'm gonna be going over all of the footage and I think it's pretty interesting, so we can talk about it. There first you can see all of the picks and bans, which is such an interesting process already. It's a huge part of the match and I think it's pretty cool, so you can see all of those right there. I basically first want to secure the Shincha combo because they're really good, you know. But they secured the Bennett Shanglin after that, so that was pretty rough. So I kind of played around then. I ended up going for like a double Hyper Bloom team. I usually wouldn't go for something like that, but given the bans and limitations and everything, I don't know, I just kind of ended up going there. Not the best choices necessarily, but some interesting ones and definitely worked. And Leroy here, the person I was going up against, they are so good. They are really good. So yeah, they definitely, and they are really used to this kind of format, kind of PvP, Abyss matches and all of that. So yeah, definitely thankful to be going up against them. And it's not even the first time. Funnily enough, the only other time I participated in a tournament was against them too. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the match and all of that. So, Nahida is basically the only character I have here that can do anything for the Electro Shields. If it wasn't for Nahida, I wouldn't be able to do anything at all. So yeah, definitely had to have her here in this case, because otherwise then there's no way I'm getting through this one. But honestly, it's pretty interesting how you can see all of the damage that gets done here for the little seahorse, even without the shields being taken down. There's also a pretty fair amount of RNG here involved on this boss because of the different animations you can do. Yeah, like halfway there, halfway HP, and still hasn't done that animation, which is honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, many times it does this animation where it goes above the ground, and you can just little one tap those things with Nahida and just to make it go down, and the resistances get reduced and everything, so you can dish way more damage. So maybe I should have restarted just because of the animation, now that I think about it. But because we would have been able to do more damage quicker. And this time on the other side, but yeah, I didn't even see the time, but yeah, it wasn't a bad time overall, all things considered. Here I basically really wanted to use Kazu on a team like this one, because I have C2 Kazu. It's a bit of a different system that we are using this time around, funnily enough. But yeah, I'm definitely not used to this kind of thing. Ideally, we want to infuse Electron with Kazu's burst so we can get some hyper blooms like that. It's a bit of a like pseudo hyper bloom, even if we don't have like damage to then application, but I really wanted a healer too, yada yada. And Fischl is pretty insane, even if I get insanely unlucky with the new set, or maybe that's average luck at this point, I don't know. In any case, Kazu really good to group them all up, and I like to go to the side, but you know, might as well use a bit of the burst and all of that once we are there, so we can get some stuff done, so we can get some shields, you know, a bit we can. And now that we have them all together, which can be a bit wonky sometimes, and we're just gonna do what we can to just finish them off. Shincho, a must to have his burst for this, and it is a bit awkward now, because it's kind of like, what do? I don't want to use burst, but I also, you know, but yeah, there we go, we did it. That is the first chamber. We also cannot pick any offensive card, so I'm gonna pick the last one every time. And now that we're not going against that little seahorse, we should be in a better position. I'm not gonna be uploading the other side because otherwise it would be a 1 hour video. So you can check out the VOD, it was hosted by Cardi. So I'll link it there in the description if anybody wants to check it out from there. But yeah, classic, you know, we just go for these first ones and just Nahida, Shincho, Cookie, and Heisu was a bit of a filler. I have no clue, you know. It's like I almost wanted to run like a full EM Heisu in case I infused Electro to not steal high blooms. But I think it ended up working decently well. This is a Heisu on 4-piece BB to increase the damage from Yelan a little bit. Also it's a C2 Yelan with Fabonius. if you want to see any of my builds. Maybe I can also link them, my UID with all of my builds on profile. Even though I did a few little changes, barely anything for the most part, just to adapt to the rules and everything. Anyway, on this guy, basically the same thing. These ones are actually pretty annoying. They can do quite some damage. So overall, trying to stay away from the middle whenever a lot of things are going on. I didn't mind getting double frozen there necessarily, but I did hate it. So yeah, it can be kind of rough. But yeah, I felt a bit wonky because I rarely go for like a team like this one, so I'm not so used to it. But honestly, all things considered, it still did pretty well. So goes to show, you know. But yeah. There's a Schaefer's Castle with C2, a Fischl with, I think it was Stringless, and the new set, even though it's on copium sets, Shincho Saxor, Yaya Favonius, yada yada, and just getting them down as soon as we can. And I think we are gonna be ending here at 7 something. Oh no, it was even better, 8 or something, I don't know. But yeah, cool. That's a decent chamber, and now we got some instant heal. Wow. And okay, yeah, this one. I just could use the burst first, to be honest. It usually doesn't really matter all that much, but I should probably use the burst first there on Nahida, because I'm not doing anything with the skill. So yeah, might as well watch out for the uptime on everything. But yeah, Heisu driver-ish for the most part. It's a bit wonky, the Heisu gameplay, to be honest. Not that in general, but from my part. But the idea is just to get all of the stacks, to then use the skill, but sometimes I messed up all of that a little bit. I went to the side, there's different strats to group these ones up, but I haven't really found any of these ones that are reliable or comfy. To be honest, I just kind of go to the side of one of those, and with a sword character, sometimes you can do a charge attack to push them into each other. But yeah, even if I do kill one of them first, I think this is still pretty nice. We are basically there already. Bloop bloop. So yeah, not too bad. Then we got on the second half. Same team. Honestly, it's pretty straightforward. Like, it's pretty safe. Like, sometimes I did want to go for some other options, but at the same time, I couldn't really. Because, you know, buns and pigs are there after all for a reason. Okay, but yeah, there I did make sure to infuse Hydro, but I didn't get Shincho's Saxor proc. It is an R5 Saxor, but you know how it is. And then I messed up the plans, because I'm a fake shaman, I guess. That's probably because I'm not at all, I don't even have him, but hey, maybe one day. But yeah, I do like this boss quite a lot, because you can jump around like that, making everybody shout is pretty fun to me, if you ask me. Yeah, surprisingly doing pretty well. Surprisingly not too bad. This is looking like an 8-10. I haven't had my reset, you can only get one reset. Could have used that there at the beginning, I guess, but you know, I guess not. It was a bit awkward there because of the high problems being there, but not me having infusion, health infusion from Casas Bars, yada yada. But hey, you know, a decent run with all things considered, not too bad. And now we are gonna go to the next one. By the way, that one I did win because my opponent Leroy kinda threw. They basically died tragically, and it was really unfortunate that Medisvac was able to catch up, so yeah. It was pretty unfortunate, I'm not gonna lie. A bit of a shame, but also cannot complain. But yeah, I was expecting them to win, definitely. They were doing really well, but they did retry on the first chamber just for optimization, and because of that, they didn't have a retry later, and they killed a bunch of characters on the last chamber, unfortunately. But it seems like they were having quite some fun either way. It was just a bit of a friendly match, so no biggie. Anyway, and then the last match, this is gonna be for the finals. It's gonna be against Rin, a really good and crazy good player. I love what they do with different characters. I went first and banned Amber, Collie, not Amber, Barbara, Collie, and I was thinking even Amber, because I do know that those are some of the unique characters that they use in a really good manner. So yeah, it was pretty interesting to see that. I did get pretty lucky with these matchups. I did go for Shincho and Bennett first as a bit more of a safe option, because you're not usually, the other person is usually not gonna pick Shanglin if they don't have Bennett. And if you already have Shincho, well, they can pick Yelan either way, but you know, I think it's a better decision to go for those two. But yeah, they ended up going for a pretty nice, pretty nice characters. The first four, classic Hyper Bloom, especially in the second half with Nubi working pretty well. And on the second half, they were a bit more confused because I stole their Ayaka apparently. Like I picked Ayaka because I didn't really know what to go for, to be honest. I was a bit confused myself at least. And then they were like debating what to go for, and they ended up going for something definitely unique also, but also pretty effective in its own way, though you can always make better choices. On the spot is not that easy at all because we have 30 seconds per picks and bans and yada yada. But yeah, it was pretty interesting to see. Basically, I got here some pretty good characters, just a Morgana Ayaka, I guess you could just call it, one of the classic first options, and then Kazu National that I did use on the second half, and I wish I had a Kazu for the Ayaka team to get the cryo damage bonus, but I had C2 Kazu, and I wanted to take advantage of that. So let's go over the specifications of all of this. This part, this first half of the chamber, is gonna be from Cardi's POV, because I did mess up and didn't start the recording for this half, but it's gonna be there for the second chamber, so don't mind me, sorry for the lower quality and yada yada.
Alright, freeze team! This is the first freeze team that we are seeing today.
But yeah, here basically I try to apply as much cryo application as I can. Oh, that was beautiful positioning too, by the way. The way the Ventiverse landed just on the right spot, given that it backs out a little bit. But yeah, it always does kinda the same at the beginning. And with the Ayaka versus pretty easy to take it down before it does anything. So we got that out of the way. So with that, if I had waited and funneled the particles from Ayaka skill, I would have gotten it right there, but as you're gonna be able to see here in a second, I didn't get it. I was just a tiny bit off, you know. That's I think 139 or something like that. I like Sakbo quite a lot on Diana, just to focus on Ayaka's damage more, or Ayaka's energy more than anything else, because I don't care about everybody else's energy. I mean, I do, but you know, it's not really an issue. Here, my shield just ran out and I messed up the dash, so the combination of the two things messed me up. But we got it. Ayaka coming clutch again. I meant Diana, but close enough. And here I do use the burst just to finish it off, because it was a bit risky not to. And I used Diana's burst to heal back a little bit, because I shouldn't really need it for anything else. Though I do have a 4-piece Noblesse Diana. I didn't level up some of the artists from Diana, because yeah, she doesn't really need it. But here the important thing with Kazu National now in second half. Oh, I messed up so much. I shaked around because I was like, no, I cannot believe I just did that. That was so sad. Basically, I messed up the snapshot. Went to, I thought I was on Benny. It's a team that I'm not used to, because it's not usually what I would go for. I would usually go for someone else for the fourth one instead of Kazu. But since I have C2 Kazu, I wanted to infuse Hydro, and then double roll and snapshot into Shanglin. Does work a bit better on the other chambers, especially, I mean, not on these other chambers, but on this second rotation. And also because there's so many enemies, ends up being a pretty good team for AoE. Getting the skill right out of the way. I'm using Favonius Shincho because they banned my Saxor this time, and not a huge deal to have that little change, and given that I did have Favonius available, but it could have been bad. But yeah, the cool thing is that if you apply Hydro right there to one of them and you can just roll it, you spread the Hydro. I was having Bennett there, Bennett's burst because I get it back pretty quick. I think it's the first Terrain Desire Bennett, because I didn't want to use points on getting 5-star, and here it was pretty awkward without having the burst or any cooldowns, so I just used Casus burst, so yeah, whatever. So yeah, pretty interesting one, and I'll be talking about a little detail that I messed up about that team on the on this next chamber in a second. But now we are with Diana, and this one was pretty cool, but also painful, and you'll see why. So, these guys are pretty annoying because they get staggered a lot, and they also can drain your energy. But I made sure basically here to have them frozen and together, so we can get them down instantly. And that's what we did. Got a decent amount of particles back, 12-second cooldown, so it should be fine. And now here, using the burst just because I didn't have the skill yet to be able to funnel particles. Nice positioning for them to get together, but I also want to have Venti on the field while we get the cryo swirl, so it procs BB properly. And if you ask me, that was beautiful positioning. That was pretty cool. Pretty good damage too. Imagine with Kazu and Shanna. I almost went for Shanna instead of Diana, not gonna lie, because I could have done that, but it was too risky. I do love that team with Shanna, but I didn't have Kokomi, so yeah, I couldn't do anything else there. I just played it safe because I think it's pretty important on these kind of tournaments. In any case, Hydro Infusion first, hoping to get the Kazu burst, but it wasn't enough. I do a Hell skill here, Hydro Swirl and Power Swirl there at the end, I believe. But the little trickerino that I realized here is that I am doing 50Ks, 54K sometimes, but I'm applying too much Pyro, and you know why that is? Because I have C6 Bennett. And it's actually because of this team specifically that only has melee characters. I cannot auto attack without applying Pyro and proccing Shincho's burst at the same time, which is definitely a shame, not gonna lie, because I have a crazy Shangalin and she does insane damage if everything works properly. So like if I had a oopsies, I did die. It's a bit tricky, okay, it's a bit tricky there. So yeah, I did die, but yeah, the thing with that Kazu team is that I wasn't getting vaporizes with Shangalin, at least not often. And honestly, it's kind of the same on this one, even though I did die. I did perform like something pretty similar to that, you know. I'm not sure if I did better or worse, but it's probably something like that. It's more about the second half that had me a bit more nervous, because this one's pretty safe overall. Did go for the skill first and the burst after, though I usually like the burst first because the skill for mana doesn't last too long. And as you can see right there, that one got unfrozen, so it was a bit awkward and I was already panicking a little bit. So kinda funny to put it somehow, yeah. But then again, good positioning here. Went for the burst first in this case, and I'm gonna switch back to Ventis to make sure that we get the on-field. Oopsies, that was a bit too much energy, don't mind me. And now I kind of want to wait for the other one to come a little bit closer. And look at the lineup again. Pew pew. Pretty good, pretty good. I was a bit scared it wouldn't hit that one, but also ended up working pretty well. Pretty good lineup again for Ventis burst, and it's kind of hard to make it work sometimes. It's pretty wonky at times, but it's definitely important to have there the mana skill to freeze this one while it's doing all of that animation, because it can be so annoying otherwise. I did want to save the burst, but I didn't. I don't think it would. I mean, was it better to save the burst? I don't think so. It's fine. It would have taken some time, especially since it was still doing a bit of that animation. I did switch instantly to Casto this time, because I didn't expect to have that much energy last time. But yeah, getting the Fabulous procs and everything was pretty helpful. And there, I think that was the proper setup, but then again, I'm attacking with Benny, so I'm playing so much Pyro. Did get a 63k there. Not gonna lie, I think I should be doing more damage if I do the setup properly with these same teams and everything. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, maybe because of the higher resistances on this phase. I think it does have a bit higher resistance, right? Or maybe it just lowers resistance after. I do know it has Cryon Animal Resistance, which is a different story, but anyways, whatever. It's fine. Here I got an achievement, I don't even know what that is. I don't even know at all, to be completely honest, but looking like a pretty decent time, looking like we are staying alive, and kinda saving burst a little bit. I didn't want to use Shanglin even though I have pretty good energy. That was like a 223 ER Shanglin, that's like my baseline, or like my normal Shanglin. I guess that ends up working pretty well. In any case, now the last chamber, I'm just funneling particles to Ayaka as quick as possible here. On the first one, I don't mind if the mage doesn't get the crowd control, because honestly, I've tried it out before. I rather have the mage not go anywhere than have it be crowd control. Like if it stays there, you can just freeze it pretty easily and have it be hit by everything. By the way, the 33333 numbers on Ayaka, that was pretty clean. Funny numbers after all. And Vent is really good for this phase because he can drag all of these characters pretty well, as you can see right there. The universe for Noblesse, a bit of cry application, switching to Venti to have on-field Vivi, but at the same time I'm not entirely sure if I did the swirl there properly, so I recast the swirl there in any case. 33,000 again, looking nice. Getting that out again because it wasn't enough. With cash it would have been enough, but it's fine. How many seconds was it? Yeah, just using the Ayaka burst just to not take too long. 847, okay. Okay, that's respectable, right? That's pretty decent time. Can always be better with the ideal teams, but that's this is part of the fun of the bands and all of that. I did go for a sneaky little single. Not gonna lie, I did lose my 50-50. Previously, I got a Wolf's Gravestone trying to go for the Catalyst, but I'm okay with losing. I got a 50-50 guarantee, so I didn't want to risk it. Would have been fun to just do a temple, but also wouldn't have been the smartest decision. Anyway, we saw a 70k from Shanglin right there, so that was pretty nice. And that's the kind of damage that she can get to with pretty consistent build overall. Definitely, yeah, that's another 70k. A sneaky little one, trying to infuse Hydro there with the Casu Burst, and trying to have even Goba there. Maybe sneaking some basic attacks since I have 6 mana that would make it easier to swirl Pyro. And I must have messed up something there because I was only doing 49k. But yeah, I think it ended up working pretty well overall. In this case, Rin did struggle more on the second half. Up until this point, it was really close. So definitely suggest checking out the full WOD if you are interested in that, because it adds a bit of tension. Maybe I can add the times of each one of them. Yeah, maybe I can do that. So you can get a bit of a reference point on how close and everything was. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Anyway, I mean, you probably have seen it at this point, but I'm just talking to myself. Anyway, I think that was a fun match, just talking about it a little bit overall. I don't even know. I feel like I could have talked about some other things a bit more, and it kind of flew. Everything was over so quick. Pretty fun one overall. I did end up winning, which I'm pretty happy for. I got pretty lucky in different ways, but I also messed up some things, and you know, it's part of the learning process. This new Abyss PvP system is with 7 points that you can use for different 5 stars, and maybe I can link the doc with all of the rules on here in the description too, so you can see it if anybody's curious. But it was pretty cool. Basically, each 5 star is 1 point, and you can go have up to 7 in different constellations and 5-star weapons, yada yada, give count also for more points. So yeah, that's the TLDR, pretty interesting one. Thank you everybody for watching, and everybody who participated and watched this live, supported, and yada yada, whatever it may be. I do appreciate it, and let me know if you want any type of content like this for the future, and that'll be that. Thank you, and stay milky. Bloop.